The start of a sales conversation about dynamic video ads could start very easily. You might go to somebody like a state lottery advertiser and ask them, hey, would you like to be able to show your daily jackpots in your OTT ads? In which case, they most likely say yes, but you might feel a little less comfortable with the conversation that follows, where you have to explain how the ads work and what's going to be required from the advertiser. And so in this video today, I'm going to go through a very basic overview of how the ads work, starting with the three fundamental components of any dynamic video ad. And they start with first the template. And the template is quite simply the part of the video ad that doesn't change. There'll be places in the template that are designated to display the dynamic changing content, but the template is the part that doesn't change. Then there will be a data source. I'll be using a Google Sheet as a data source in the live example I'm going to go through in a few minutes. And that's a really good way to think of a data source. Just think of a Google Sheet. It's the place that houses the content that's going to be shown in those places designated to be dynamic in the template. And then third, there's always going to be an ad tag. And that's just the thing that you give to your campaign manager. They set it up in the media buying platform to run a live campaign. And that ad tag is what calls up the dynamic ad anytime it's run. So now let's take a look at those same three components in a live example. Right now we're in our live demo tool. And in here I have one sample dynamic video ad. And you can see there is the template, the part of the ad that doesn't change. But then it does have places designated within it to display the dynamic changing content, which comes from our data source, component number 2. And the data source for this ad is a Google Sheet. You can see that the first 3 records here in the Google Sheet are the exact same thing that is showing in the dynamic sections of this template. The third component is our ad tag. I just copied the ad tag for this dynamic video ad, and I'm just going to take it over to a ad tag preview tool, paste it in. That's what they look like. And if I test the ad, this will be the same experience that would happen in a live campaign when the ad is being served from that tag. It's going to be showing the template, and then as it moves through, we'll be able to see the dynamic components within it and the offers in there that were dynamically updated from that Google Sheet, the data source. Now that we have our 3 fundamental components in place, let's take a look at the fun parts. Let's watch the ad update dynamically. So in order for the ad to update, what needs to happen? Well, really just one thing. The data source needs to be changed. And I'm just going to do a really simple change. I'm going to put in 3 new rows here. Move these last 3 product offers up to the top. Really just changing the order. That is all that is necessary for the ad that is serving in a live campaign to be updated with these new special offers that have changed. The process that happens after that is all automated. There will be a schedule, which is checking that data source for updates. It can happen as frequently as once per hour. I'm just going to manually have it check at this moment. So I'm clicking to refresh, and it's checking the data source now, and then it will refresh the ad, and sometime in the next probably 10 to 15 minutes, the live ad that's being served from the VAST tag will start playing to viewers. So let's pause for a minute, and I'll come back when this is finished with its refresh. We're back. The automated refresh of the dynamic ad has occurred. So now let's go and take a look at what is being served up in that live campaign. So I come back here. I'm not going to change the VAST tag. It's the same one that's been there all along. Just test ad again. And now let's take a look at the ad that is being served to viewers in the live campaign and see if it's showing the new offers that we updated in the data source. Here's the Ziploc bags, apples, and salmon. Wait till they all 3 show. There we go. Compare that to our data source, 6 block bags, apples, and salmon. The only thing that had to occur in order for that ad to start showing the new content was the update of the data source, in this case, a Google Sheet. Everything from that moment on was automated, and in as little as 15 minutes later, that new content was serving to viewers of the ad.